Since first arriving in 2017 as a 2018 model, the Hyundai Kona has been a popular addition to the overall lineup. In fact, it's been very popular here in Canada, but it's been 6 years. So it's time for an update, an all-new design, and the 2024 Hyundai Kona is what I'm looking at on the latest Novak report. At launch, there are two gas engine options available with the 2024 Kona. The electric will be available early next year, and I assume there will be a Kona N, but right now we've got two gas engine options. The standard engine is going to be the 2-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder powertrain that has an output of 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with their IVT variable transmission. It is available in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. But with this N line, I have their 1.6-liter turbocharged gasoline direct injected engine, and that puts out 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. I don't really have too much to offer in terms of how this drives other than to say it's fine. I mean, this 1.6-liter turbo with the N-Line is sportier, of course, but at 190 horsepower, I mean, you're not going to be having a pocket rocket. Again, that's what the true Kona N is for, and you'll probably have a lot more fun driving the electric too, because it's going to have a much better instant torque and rapid acceleration and probably better net overall horsepower. But from a gas perspective, for the size, even in sport mode, it's not overly exhilarating, but it's fine. This is what you get for the price point, so no really complaints, but nothing exciting about it either. With each new launch of a new generation, you typically get a new platform, and that is the case here with the Kona. But what is really interesting is that this is built on Hyundai's new universal EV platform, which of course there is a Kona EV in the new generation. It'll be out early next year, but they've taken the EV platform and modified it for gas engines, whereas years ago it was the reverse. That I found interesting. Despite this being a subcompact category, Hyundai with the second generation has extended the overall size. You have now a longer overall length and an overall wheelbase, which offers some greater interior space, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but it also is taller and wider. This actually sort of brings it more in line size-wise with its competitors, because the previous gen was a little bit undersized despite it being a subcompact category. In terms of some of the new design features on the exterior across all trims, the body side panels have a little bit of that Ionic 5 going to it with some of the rib lines that you see in the flat belt line, but perhaps more notably with the new Kona, you have the new Seamless Horizon full-line LED daytime running lights up front, and you also have that same similar single strip LED light on the rear. There is also a larger tailgate on the rear compared to before, which of course will give you better access overall. Those are the features on all of the new Konas, but I'm driving a different model this week and I'll show you what I have. Now, the trim package I'm driving this week is the N-Line, which is the sportier overall appearance package with a more powerful engine. Not the N engine, but it's the N-Line, so it's kind of like looking sportier, just not the performance that would be in a true Kona N that we'll see later on. But there are some unique exterior and interior design elements to this N-Line Kona. The distinctive features include the unique front and rear bumpers that are different than the main line. You've got N-Line badging both on the exterior, and there's N-Line inside as well. You've got body color cladding and black side mirrors. The wheels are 19 inches and they're called N-Line alloy wheels. Perhaps more distinctive on the back is the N-Line rear spoiler, which is really the more distinctive and perhaps noticeable feature on this N-Line, as well as the twin tip exhaust, which of course is different on the N-Line. Looking on the inside, you've got a couple features here. You've got sport combination seating with these red accents. That looks kind of neat. The pedals, you've got metal sport pedals and N-Line door scuff plates. When I was talking about the exterior, I did mention there's a longer overall length and wheelbase, and that does extend to added space here on the interior. There is more headroom, there is more shoulder room, but probably most significantly in a vehicle of this category is you've got about 3 extra inches of legroom in the back seat. I mean, in these small categories, these small compacts, you're looking at vehicles that are pretty tight for an adult in the back, but I sat back there and it was pretty comfortable. With the longer wheelbase and overall length, you have another beneficiary, and that is cargo behind the second row. Now that you're up to 25 cubic feet, or just over 25 cubic feet, that's about a third more than existed in the previous Kona. So just a little bit of longer length and a better utilization of space, and you've got more room to put things when you're heading off on a trip or buying groceries or anything that you need the rear for. That feeling of more volume and space carries into some of the little design features. If you take a look at the unique storage that you see along the dashboard and the console, it just, oh, there's a new place to put things that maybe wasn't there before. And now that they've gone to a drive-by-wire system, the gear selector has been moved to the steering column. So what that happens now is you have basically a whole lot of space here in the center. You've got your cup holders, of course, but you've got other spots to put things, which again just lends itself to that feeling that you're perhaps in a roomier or more voluminous, there's a word for you, car than we typically are in. With fuel economy, it's going to depend in the 2-liter engine on whether you have front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and I'm putting the combined figures up in liters per 100 and US miles per gallon so you can see and compare them both. With the 1.6-liter turbo, there's only all-wheel drive, so there's just one combined fuel economy figure, and that is at 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers, which converts to 25.8 US miles per gallon. But I'm right now hovering at 8 liters per 100 kilometers. That's about a 12% improvement over postage. Off the top, I mentioned that this is a very important model for Hyundai in its overall lineup. In Canada, it's actually in 2022, its top seller. It just nudged out the Elantra. It's also the top selling vehicle in its class, in the subcompact class in Canada, and it's actually the 9th best-selling vehicle of all vehicles sold in this country in 2022. In terms of who it competes against, they'll tell you that their main competitors are the Honda HR-V and the Toyota Corolla Cross, but you've also got vehicles like the Mazda CX-30, you've got the Nissan Kicks, you've got the Kia Seltos, you've got the Volkswagen Taos, you've got even something like the Jeep Compass. So it's a really broad and competitive category, but they should do pretty well with this new launch. Whenever an automaker launches a next generation of a model that's been doing quite well, there is some risk because you want to carry that momentum forward. And with the 2nd generation Kona, I think they're going to do that. It's a sportier design, it's larger, which they needed to do. And I think with the pricing and all the options available, it's going to maintain its position. And who knows, maybe there's some upswing in the States. There's more pressure here in Canada to keep it at the top, but we'll see. I think they've done a pretty good job. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, consider doing so. And if you are subscribed, make sure you've rung the bell so that you're notified of every time I upload something new. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching.